Good morning all. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. Definitely has been a really market volatility as we've seen the news coming out. And don't forget, on Wednesday, I did talk about the likelihood of the market rapidly approaching the bottom. So make sure if you missed that live talk, make sure you catch that on the YouTube, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can keep you updated with the facts that why I think this market is likely to be bottom rather than going into a recession. Of course, depending who you listen to, more on that on this coming news and a lot more on this weekend in here. Let's go on to what we have for you this morning in our breakfast show. Definitely in our breakfast show here, we have what we see here. Right, let me just take this out and going back to here. Right, so we have our breakfast show, and so this morning we're going to be looking at day trading again. That's right, am I day trading? Now, within this limit of the market that we've seen so far in here, we have seen the market becoming more volatile. We have seeing the earnings coming out from even from the retailer in US side continue to plague this market in here, and yet our market is holding up. But last night the Nasdaq has some sort of rebound, but it is really an opportunity to buy, but more on that later on. So in this session in here, we're going to talking about day trading as I usually before using the VSA 360. And so if you're a day trader, you need to know these rules. Now, what is the definition of day trader? You have done 3 or 4 trades within 5 days. All right, that's the definition of it. So if you have 3 or 4 trades within 5 days, then you are considered as a day trader. You usually mean that. But what are those rules? Do you know them? Is it similar to most people talk about buy low, sell high? And how does it work? How does your day trading work? If you now have it at drop hours, we have the Intraday 360 dashboard, and that's what I'll be talking. Also, our Pentagon guider, hourly intraday trading, and it is almost real time, right? On the hourly. So very importantly is why we continue to promote this, because we believe our day trading screening with our VSA 360 continue to be in the high winning rates and back testing supported by the right sector. And I'm going to be showing you also some example that we look back. I'll also be looking at a couple of trades right now that is happening, that if there is any trade, perhaps we can also do it. Now, anybody can do this because why? The VSA 360 analytics have done all the hard work for you, so you will benefit. Or what you got to do is just sign up for our program or sign up for our Telegram in here. Definitely you will benefit even if you just share this video in your timeline of your friend. Now, a little bit on update on Pentagon guided portfolio strategy. We continue to cut those last 2 positions that we have. And if you look back, this is the only stocks that we have, Symphony Life, which is actually a property stock, which is still down 2% in here. And the date that you see here is on the 13th. And if you look back on the 20th, which I just updated, pretty much holding it sideways. So the Pentagon guided trading is to hold its level following those rules. We don't deviate from the rules inside in here. So continue to hold that. That is likely to be beneficial to it. So also, if you can also follow our Pentagon guided tracking in here, that's a QR code on top here in here, and we continue to beat the KLSE high. I gotta admit, the market continue to be very challenging going ahead, and there is many things that we do not know for the second half of the year. Right now, we do know many news out there, as I said before, are looking into recession. And speaking of recession in here, I've spoke a great deal in length. So check out the YouTube video or in live Facebook here on the market bottom rapidly approaching. If you have not watched it yet, this is a great show because I did talk about the 5 defensive stocks in the US market. So check it out in this YouTube video in here, more on that. But on our 360 this morning in here, the focus will still be on our intraday. No doubt we have our screener at certain time. I'll be covering that in here. But the VSA 360 intraday alert is something that we can do right now because of the market condition. Now this morning, 3 things we want to know about 360 in here. If you have not used it yet, I'm going to be sharing it in here. And here we go. So our 360 dashboard. So we have our VSA 360 dashboard, and first thing we want to be looking at is our Pentagon guided chart, which is a HTML chart. You can see here right now, we can see it's really trading below the ATR stop loss. So that's telling you it's kind of very bearish. So we were spot on this part where the market broke through the red Pentagon in here. Even this side, when the market goes up, break down, there were no green signal on the green Pentagon here. So it's been right consistently so far. Let's keep it that way. And we also looking at the alert. There's no alert today, 0. If you look back, the last alert that it turned was on the 18th, which is actually on Tuesday, right? Sedania has turned, also unknown counter has turned in here. The RHP list has been updated. For those of you who are following the RHP Jewel, we have the RHP 2022 list in here. So check it out, the live live price heat map here. And okay, there you go. So all are turning green inside Dayang, Costa, CJ, Sen, all this. And what are those that is already turning green Pentagon? A lot of them are turning green Pentagon. So make sure you check it out. Dayang, Dufu, Bonia here. That's really one of the benefit of having the trader. But I also share with you a special gift, a trial to the to our VSA 360. You have not, so make sure you watch towards the end here. Bonia has been the great winner so far. CJ Zen is about 5% in here. So this is definitely one way if you want to, use some of the watches. Of course, we also have the RHP watches and the Cold Eye watches. So definitely a good day. All green in here. You could see 4%. TechScam continued to move higher as we've seen before in here. So that's the alert side in here. So there's no alert in here, but we will check out the intraday alert shortly. Let's talk about next is the sectors. Okay, so far we have the sectors in here, and what we do is we just sort it out in here by percentage. We can definitely see REITs continue to be very strong, 5%. And we click on the REITs trade in here. Let's see, let's wait for this to be updated. You can see REITs has really performed well, and this is also same across the region that we see in Singapore. This is also due to the economic recovering, a lot of revenue coming back, so they are popping up in the old high here. Next is you can see consumer, it's up 0.6. Finance, energy just started to move up, just turned green Pentagon. You can see just turned green Pentagon in here, and this market really moved up a fair bit. That's a really good one here. And why we like this thing is, just broke out from in here. And let's see how it will perform going forward. Okay. Okay, if you have any question in here, just pencil those in, and just to get a feel what are the hot energy sectors, okay, that is really performing so far in here. All right, let's move on to the next segment that we have now. We know that energy sector continue to do well. That's something we want to do. Now, let's look at the day trading VSA 360, what the rules are, whether we not. Now, for a start, we did talk about whether you're day trader or not. Now, ask yourself, if you've been doing 3 or 4 trades within the last 5 days, all right, in and out, then you are the day trader. It makes a lot of sense right now because of the market uncertainty. There's no trend, as you can say before. Usually in the overall market, the trend zone that we see, if you see blue trend zone, then it's good to hold on. But if you see yellow trend zone, which is right now in here, you see, so it's no point going on. Now, looking back at the rule, we call it the known and unknown. Now, the known one that you see on the top side here is those things that your position sizing, how much you want to risk, know when to enter and exit, your profit target, the duration of your trade, as I said before, usually you want to keep that, and also your stop loss. But the unknown, many of you who are not the member yet, or maybe just the public in here, something I want to share with you, what we call the unknown rules, right? The unknown rules is the alert. How do you find them? Right now, this alert, very important, are good for this intraday, and more importantly, they are back tested with good expected value so that you win more. I'm not saying that you still lose, all right? You win more, but you lose less. And one more thing, is to ability to combine the hot sector, right? Combine the hot sector, then this is more of a system. So the known one is usually you get it out from a lot of bloggers, a lot of the CFO out there, but the unknown is the part that really adds value where you can explore and find new opportunity. And lastly is the Trade VSA plugin, which is the hourly Pentagon guided chart. So we are using hourly chart, not daily chart. Okay, you don't need to go down to the 15 minutes, just 1 hour is good enough, which I will share with you shortly in here. Now if you look back on some trades this week, let's say on the 17th of May 2022, and the hot sector at that time was energy. We use our VSA 360 alert in here, and let me just show you how we're going to be looking for them. So you can go to the dashboard in here, go over to the premium menu and go to Intraday Alert, and you want to backtrack because today is the 20th, which is showing currently, and the last update was 10:25, which is about 2 minutes ago. So you just go on to this calendar here. You can see historical, click on that one, and we can actually go back to the 17th. I believe 16 was a public holiday. So go back to the 17th and you click submit. Just want to share with you on the timeline. The timeline where it first came out is the 10 o'clock because we only send out on the hourly basis. Now previously we talked about pullback in here, but today I want to cover the Pentagon guided hourly chart. So we give you a kind of variety things that you can do and what is good at this point, because different strategy will work at different time. But right now we find it, the Pentagon guided hourly chart seems to work very well. So this list that we get in here, and I just want to share with you some of the criteria that we talk about. So you saw that list just now, right, on the chart here. This is the list, and we bring it over in here. Now we want to able to pick up those stock which is around the 47 cents, and it is hot sector at the time, so it's not that difficult. You can see those $6 one, I'm not that into because the short time frame that we have, remember definition, we go for 3 or 4%, that's all maximum, and we want to see whether we hit them or not. Of course, we have 3 possible trade inside here, which is the Dayang Chari Min, right? And the other one, Jaya Tiasa, is in the so-called plantation. Now plantation has been falling a fair bit, so we didn't want to avoid that. And the other one, which is Borsted, because it fits into the model above 0.47 cents. Industrial products is still pretty much in a very so-called mild hot sector, very mild. Okay, and let's take a look at some of these examples here. So you can see, now the first one is definitely Dayang. You can see when you first spotted on the 17th where the hourly chart came in. So you could probably go on around here. So let's bring in the Trade VSA chart here. And we want to show you here. And you want to put in Dayang, okay? So Dayang on the, so you need to switch. So on the daily chart, you could see the market on the 17th actually turned green Pentagon. So that's also a very, very good setup. And then you can switch on to the hourly chart. You can see the Pentagon guider also follow too. So really, those one of the good what we call benefits of using the plugin in here. If you have not used it, do try it out in here. A very, very good investment and benefit. So from this market on it, let's say you got in at 88 cents and as high up to about 5%. We are just aiming about 3 to 4%. That's not too bad, better than fixed deposit, right? You're already out and got into this nice little trade in here. Know the position sizing in here, and that's one here. All right, let's go on. So this is where we also talk about the market stages, which we also get from part of it. More importantly, you want to make sure it is right below the green line here. This is what we talk about, right below the horizontal green line, which is the entry point, and also above the zero. That is always been the perfect entry point in here. And you can see the market broke up here. Here you have to be very cautious. So when you get up here, you don't want to be, chasing it so much so for. But if you can have it, you can still run it since Monday, as I said before, within 5 days. All right. So the other trades is Chari Min. Didn't work out as well because on the let's take a look on the live chart here. Okay, Chari Min. So of course, for those members, many of our members who is watching now use this hourly intraday to sort of backtest, feel what is out there and see what really works for you. So you can look at Chari Min, and you can see Chari Min in here on Monday, it gapped down 2%. right? You could have got in somewhere on the opening 72 cents, 7 cents here. All right. Now, the trade that differentiate between these two, you can see one of them is the continued resistance on the left hand side. So this is where chart reading will help too. If you have this, which is very close to the old high here, which is about 2%. So risk reward not so good. Now, if you go back to the previous Dayang, okay, and looking at risk reward, actually Dayang would be better trade. So you can take it from here, opening, right to here. You got a 5%. So you have a 5% likelihood where you see resistance and the market is likely to not go higher. So 5% compared to 2%. So that tells you what another rules that you can put in is choosing Dayang. So make sure you keep knowing about that one here. And okay, so let's go back to Chari Min. Okay, and if we go back to Chari Min, the market hit here, you can see resistance. So that's why we have the peak and valley, which actually tells you 9% already there, right? This is all the resistance that you need. Right now, there's a support in here. It's likely to congest sideways and depends if all prices were to go higher. Now, so that's why I say this makes sense. Is why I say this, give me another thumbs up, because I want to share with you using the Pentagon guider can help you to put you in the right position. And let's look at the next trade, and you can see here, this is where significantly you want to buy just below the horizontal green line, which is the entry point, and above the zero market stages, because green means it's going into a stage 2. All right. Now, last but not least was Bosted, which is in the list on the 17 in here. And if you can see here, again, very nice, just above the zero, market stages, which is mean is moving to stage 2, and then you also have it below the green horizontal line. That was a nice entry here, and you can see you got the old resistance in here. It hangs on, right? It did hit it, no doubt, right? And let's go in. And remember, you want to just go in shortly after the alert comes out. All right, the alert comes out, and now we have Bosted. So Bosted was here. You could have got in at 70 cents, and going back to here, it did hit here. You can see, right? Oh, it's a 5% move, which is good, right? We only need 3% kind of move, right? And then subsequently, it did goes up to 8 to 9% in here. All right, so you can see this was a 9% move in just how many days? And if you switch back to a daily chart, you can see this one here just turned green Pentagon on today. It's turning green Pentagon right now. But guess what? On the 17th itself, you would have got in. That's why intraday trades usually are even earlier. When the daily charts are in yellow trend zone, you would have gone in. By the time it turned green Pentagon daily chart, you would have exited. That is what day trading is all about. All right. So some of those are very simple shares in here. Now the idea behind it is like fishing. All right. You go out, you're looking for a meal. When you feel like you're trading, especially those of you who have bit time, you just wait about the 10 o'clock trigger that comes up in it. If you have it, just do it. If not, right. It have very high win rate, but don't take my word for it. Backtest in here. I do know some of you wanted to see whether there's a possible alert. We might incorporate into the email alert for efficiency in here, and let's see how on the depending going forward how our engineering team able to do so. And usually you can exit the next day. The criteria is 47 cents, good volume, target 3 to 4% in here, and you want to exit end of the day if you hit it. And of course, experienced trader can run it a few days. So out of the 3 examples, just to show you, 2 works pretty well and 1 didn't work very well with a small loss. And that's kind of an idea you want to have it, and definitely you want to be trading that. So in line with what we are doing right now in sharing the Pentagon Guider, how you can able to take opportunity of this intraday alert, giving you a chance to do the daily meal, daily income, right? So for our members inside, we want to bring the best out from you. So if you are already a member, of course this is a member, we want you to participate in our Super Trader 20 days. Of course, there will be prizes in here. During this 1 month, the coaches and myself, we will in a group coaching you, giving you some of the trades that we just shared with you in here that will bring the best out from you in here. Right, this trading challenge will only last for 1 day, and the whole goal is to trade for 20 days. Right, really focus, fast track trading together with us in here and see how well you perform. You can do it both with real money or paper trading in here, and if you want to participate, right? That's a QR code just on top in here for the 20 days challenge in here. We're going to be starting soon. Just as soon as we finish our masterclass, we'll be focusing on our masterclass member and our plugin. So being a member has its privileges because we continue to coach and to teach you to explore new opportunity. Isn't that what you all want, right? New opportunity, new way of making money. And definitely those examples that I share with you will put you in the right spot. So let's look at this morning intraday alert if you have not done so. And let's see here, right? And switching to our intraday alert. So far 10:30 here, you could see, let me just refresh this again. 10:35, we didn't see, yes, 10 o'clock is out here. We got a whole list of stocks here, right? Tune Pro, Delium. Oh, Delium, that's nice, isn't it, right? Delium, Hexa, Ajaya, FFCB, Nescom, Texcam, Evergreen, and Bolstead. Now, these all will come about 10 o'clock. All right, will come out at 10 o'clock in here. So you just need to wait around 10:05. Should be out and in the system in here. So, Bolstead continue to go higher. Evergreen. All right. These are possible trading candidate in here. So what are you waiting for, right? This is something that you want to start to look into it, seeing whether the opportunity or not. But due to the short time that we have, for those of you who want to try it out, I have a great deal for you. All right. Now let's move on to our great deal in here. Of course, now at the end of the session in here, let me just kind of summarize in here. The definition, we talk about it. Within 5 days, you do a 3-4 trade, you're considered as a day trader. Now, buying low and selling high is good. But it's not good enough if you don't have a system that will tell you when to exit, when to profit in here, or use some of the rules that we share with you. To win consistently, I think very important, what we said before, we, the coaches ourselves, continue to backtest to teach you some of the high probability setup and pair together with the hot sector that will give you the confidence that you need in here. People with limited in knowledge, can you do it? Now we can see just now, just couple those rules. You can already start back testing to give you the kind of rules that you have. And all you gotta do, you can join our program in here for low cost of 2 ringgit per day. You can have our combo plan or our plug-in plan or even our 6-month plan in here. But let's not, for those of you who really want to try out our VSA 360 intraday alert with good returns at no risk, worth $268 together with 30 minutes consultation and training. This is the QR code in here. So sign up for our 10-day trial. Give it a test run and see how well you perform. All right. This is definitely a good deal for those of you who are from the public, haven't tried it yet. Check it out. This offer that we have in here. Now, of course, this is definitely Dominic just mentioned in here. He said that skeptic at first, but a simple methodological rule base that will help you, just like what we just shared with you in here. Our Pentagon guided hourly trading system can show you in here, and we make it very simple that you can compete with the big boys, just like some of those trades that came out just now are already out there in here. All right, so starting June 2022, free for all members in here. Make sure you join this group and benefit from additional coaching at no extra cost. So free for all our members in here. And of course, a way for you to participate is to join us tonight. And tonight we are starting our May intake for our masterclass. For those of you who are here, I hope to see you tonight. And because of that, our Monday breakfast show will be cancelled. Take note, this Monday there's no breakfast show, as I'll be dedicating my time with the students and for those of you who want to take it to the next level in here. Right now, let's take a look at a couple of stocks that we've seen so far. Stock review in here. If you have a few stocks that you want me to look at, do pencil those in, and I'm happy to look at them right now in here. All right, if you don't have any stock, we will stop here. And thank you for coming, everybody. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube, for all our breakfast show will be updated and uploaded into YouTube, so you don't miss any of the vital information. And of course, do join our Telegram chat room for all things that is related to trading and investing, for all that is educational and purposeful that will benefit you too. Thank you for coming and thank you for your time. I'll see you later. And let's not forget, tonight is our masterclass. See you then. Bye-bye.